Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Nasa's Thread. Today on the channel, I'll be showing you how to make a simple palazzo trouser with an elastic waistband. Okay, so this trouser we'll be working on, this palazzo we'll be working on, comes with a pocket also. So it's a free pants that has pocket and the waist is elastic. So if it's something you're interested in, keep watching, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get right into this. So for this tutorial, we're making use of 2.5 yards of fabric. If you're on the bigger side, I would advise you use 3 yards and a 1-inch elastic band. Okay, so the first thing I did was to cut out a piece using my round hip measurement divided by 4 plus an extra 5-inch. So what I want to do next is to take my vertical measurement. So I placed my tape 2 inches outward, which will be for my band. And since this is a high waist trouser, okay, it's going to be above the navel. I'll be taking my hip measurement, waist to hip measurement plus 1 inches. So my usual waist to hip measurement is 8.5 inches, so I used 9.5 inches instead. Okay, then still placing my tape outward, I'm going to mark my crouch depth. So to get your crouch depth, go ahead and divide your round hip by 4 and then add 1.5 inches to that, or 1 inches to that, depending on how fit you want that to be. Okay, then the next thing I want to get is my tie line. So from the crouch depth line which I've marked, I'm going to take the measurement I have. So you go ahead and measure from your crouch area to your tie. For mine, I have 4 inches. I made the mark there and I'm going ahead to rule a line at that point. Right, so I'll go on and mark the full length of this, ensuring to place my 2-inch of my band allowance outwards. So ensure that whatever allowance you the length you're using for your trouser, you add at least 1.5 inches or 1 inches to that, which is going to serve as your hemming allowance at the end of the day. So I just use 1.5 inches for mine. Okay, so we have our vertical measurements down. The next we want to go in with is a horizontal measurement. Now, because this is a free pants, we're using elastic at the waist. We're going to be using our hip circumference on the waistline. So go ahead and divide your hip circumference by 4, mark that down, add 1 inch to that. Repeat the same measurement on your hip point also, and also on the crouch depth. So whatever your hip measurement is, for me, mine is 41 inches divided by 4. I have 10.5. I added 1 inch to that, so I marked 11.5 inches. Okay, now on the crouch, to get our crouch curve, go ahead and further divide your round hip measurement by 4. So mine is 10.5 inches divided by 4. I have 2.6. So I just marked that down and I just used my hand to just make a simple curve at that area to get my crouch curve. Okay, now on my tie line, I'll go in and mark down half of my round tie measurement. So this measurement will be divided by 2 instead of 4. So I did that division and then I marked it down. Now I'll replicate the same measurement I have on my tie line on my full length also. So this is because it's a free trouser, so it needs to also be free at the end. It is not fitted. And I'll go in with my rule to connect the points I have made together. Then I'll also connect this to meet the crouch point which I marked earlier. So you can see what I have there. So after doing that, I'll just go in with my scissors to cut this out. So I'm going to just split open this other end of the fabric because it is folded into 2. So that gives us two piece for our front part. Now for the back, go ahead and fold in another piece of fabric. So ensure that you have more than what you had at the front. So remember I said I added 5 inches to my hip divided by 4 in front to cut that out. So at the back I added 10 inches extra instead. That's because the back is going to be bigger than the front, and I'm going to align them together at the bottom, making sure that equal at the bottom, leaving allowances at the top, which I'll be using to work with later on. So you want to position your front piece in a way that you have more allowance at the crotch area. Okay, so the back part should have more allowance at the crotch area. So I measured what I had there, and I had 1.5 inches. So if you're on the bigger butt size, I would advise you use 2 inches at that end. Okay, I think that was what I should have used because it wasn't really comfortable at the end of the day. So use 2 inches at that end. So I went in to mark 2 inches for the back area, which would be the extension for my back. So I marked 2 inches at the waist area and also at the hip area, and I connected it together. Now on the crotch area, I'll be adding half inch to the 2 inches I added. So I used 2.5 inches at the crotch area. Now you need to ensure that your crotch for the front and that of the back are on the same line. You don't want one to be high while the other one is low. So I just ensured I had that correctly placed, and then I curved what I had around that area just like we did for that of the front. Now we'll continue adding 2 inches to the other ends of our back piece. All right, that is our allowance. It's going to serve as the stitching allowance for the back. Then after that, I will just go in with my rule to connect the points together. So you can see me adjusting my fabric, so ensure you place yours properly so that there will be no mistakes whatsoever. Okay, so I just connected what I marked together like so. Now I advise, if you're on a small body size and you don't want the trouser to be too loose on your body, you can use 1.5 inches for your measurement instead. Okay, now remember I said at the top I wanted to add extra inches to the back. So because what I had there isn't up to 2 inches, I have up to 1.5 inches at that end. I'll be using that for the extension. So if you have up to 2 inches at the end and you're on a big butt size, I would advise you use 2 inches instead. So I'm just going to slant it from that end to the other end of my front piece to meet the end like so. Now like I was saying, if you're on the small size, I advise you use 1.5 inches so that it is not so bogus on your body. Now on this other end, I'll be adding 1 inch for side seam allowance. This will serve as my stitching allowance on this other end. So I just added 1 inch from the top to the full length, and I'm connecting them together. So after doing that, this is what we have for the front and the back. You want to go ahead to cut it out. All right, so this is what we have for our piece. I'm going to take this out. So this is the back piece. This is what it looks like. Now for us to start stitching on this has a pocket, so we'll be working on the pocket area on our front piece. Now on the width, I'll be going in by 3.5 inches for my pocket width, and then 7 inches for my pocket depth. So if you want to use 4 inches or you want to use 6.5, depending on how open and how wide you want your pocket to be. So now your pocket can be curved or it can be slanted. All right, so you can just slant it from that end to meet the other end there, or you can just curve it. I decided to give mine a little bit of curve to just give it a little bit of character. It's just, you know, spice it up a little bit. So I'm just going to cut that out after making my curve. All right, so this is what we have. Okay, now for the pocket bag, I've gone ahead to cut out 2 pieces of fabrics. So this is the length I have, and then folded, I'm going to give you the measurement I have while it is folded. So while it is folded, I have almost 11 inches of length for this. Okay, so you can use more length or shorter length. Then for the width, I have 8 inches of width. So what I'll do is to place this the same way I have my front piece placed. So my front piece is placed right side to right side. I'm also going to place my piece for my pocket bag same way. I'll place it right side to right side, and then I'll align it with my front piece. So you need to ensure that they are meeting properly at the top and also at the sides. Okay, so make sure you place them properly, let them be meeting at the side properly, and then also at the top. Okay, and then after doing that, go ahead to cut out what you have left. All right, so taking that out, now I'm going to open this up. So this is the right side of my front piece of my trouser. You can see the curve there, and then I'll be aligning the pockets to it. So this is the pocket bag for this piece, and this is the other one for this piece. So you're going to place them right side to right side, that right side of fabric to right side of fabric, and go ahead and stitch it down, not forgetting to top stitch. So I finished doing that. I've stitched it down. I've also top stitched for this piece, and I did the same thing to this other piece. Okay, so you can see how this looks like. So just be working with one piece now. So what I'll do is to fold up this other end of what I have like so, and then go ahead and close up that end, the open end there. After doing that, I will just stitch it at the top to keep it in place, and I'll repeat the same thing for the other part of my front piece. So I've done that. You can see how this looks. Okay, this is looking nice already. So this is our pocket bag. This is the pocket hole. That's where you put your hands through, and there you have it. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to place this right side to right side. So we're still working on our front piece. Place this right side to right side, aligning our crouch area, and then go ahead and stitch it down by half of an inch. You repeat the same thing on the back. Okay, so we already have our back piece placed right side to right side. Just go ahead and stitch down the crouch area by half of an inch. So this is what it looks like after I finish. This is my front piece. You can see how nice this is looking already. And also for that of the back, I've also stitched it down like I said. You can see how lovely this is looking. Okay, this fabric makes everything look so beautiful. So I'm going to align my back and front piece together, placing them right side of fabric to right side of fabric. Now you'll notice that the back piece is bigger. Okay, it is not an oversight. That is how it should be. So you just go ahead and align them by the sides and stitch it down by half of an inch on both sides. So make sure you place them properly, and then you stitch it down. So this is what it looks like after I finished. Okay, we've stitched down our sides. So the next thing we'll do is to align our crouch area together. So you want to ensure that the lines are meeting perfectly. Okay, so that the stitching lines is not going to be deviating from the other one. So place them properly, pin it down if possible. Okay, I like working with my pins. They make my work easier. Okay, so I just went in with my pin to pin it down at the crouch area, placing that of the front and the back together. And I also aligned the other areas, that's the tie area, together, pinned it down together to keep them in place before I'll go ahead and stitch it down. Now the essence of this is so that when you go to your machine to stitch, they're already placed for you. It makes your work easier. It makes it faster. You're not all over the place while you're working. Okay, and it gives you a perfect outcome at the end of the day. It simply helps you to align your fabric together. So just go ahead and stitch it down by half of an inch. So this is what I have after doing that. You can see this is already looking nice. It's coming in gradually and looking beautiful. So we want to work on our band next, right? To do that, you take the measurement around the waist area. So remember, this is not going to be your exact waist area, and we have all the parts of this closed. So you take the measurement from your center front to the back, and then back to where you started from. So I had 48 inches by the time I finished doing that. I went ahead to cut out my band, adding 1 inch to that, which I used to join this. So you can see I've already gone ahead to join my band together, okay, using the 1 inch extra I added, and then I hemmed this down by half of an inch. So I cut out my band with 5 inches of width. That's because I want my band to be 2 inches by the end of the day. I hope you got that. Remember, we cut this out with 2 inches band aside. That was our band inch we needed. So what I'll be doing is to place this around the waist area of the trouser piece. I'm going to be placing my band around it. So you're going to align this the right side of your band to the wrong side of your fabric. So that means you'll be starting your placing from the inside. So continue working with your pins and then pin it down properly. Take your time and do your work properly. So if you want to add interfacing to your band, you can do that. You can add the medium weight paper stay to your band to give it some form of texture, so that it doesn't it's not so soft. But I didn't want to add any to mine. If you don't have, you can also work like this, okay? So I just spin that round, so after which I will just go ahead and stitch it down by half of an inch. Before I'll go to flip, I'll go ahead and flip it. So what I'll do is to just go to my machine and stitch the parts I've pinned down. Okay, so this is what it looks like after I finished. Okay, so I stitched it down. You can see how perfectly this fits. So ensure you take the accurate measurement of your waist area. So I'm going to be folding this piece down, and I'll go ahead and stitch it down, ensuring to leave at least 1 inch at the midpoint where I'll be passing my elastic through. So you need to leave a space for that. So I finished stitching that. You can see how nice this looks. So that is the opening I have there for where my elastic is going to pass through. Now for the elastic, to know the inches or the length of your elastic you'll be needing, go ahead and take the measurement of your round waist, then minus 5 inches from that. So my the round waist measurement I'm using for this trouser is 32 inches. Minus 5 inches, I had 27. So I went ahead to cut this out with 27 inches. Okay, so if you want it to be more fitted, you can take out more inches. It means it to be very fitted around the waist area. And after doing that, you want to use your safety pin to pass this through the space you left. You want to be careful with this so that it doesn't fly back into the fabric. Okay, you need to be careful. You need to take your time. So this is what it looks like after I finished. The next thing I would do is to just place the ends of my elastic together and then run multiple stitches on that end. So I'll pin it down firstly and then go over to my machine and run multiple stitches to keep it in place so that it is not moving about. So this is what it looks like after I finish. You can see how nice this look. Okay, so I advise you use a matching thread. Okay, so the remaining thing is for us to go ahead and hem the down. So remember, I added 1.5 inches. I'll fold in half of an inch firstly and then fold in 1 inch to that end. So this brings us to the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section if you found this tutorial helpful, and if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, okay? And I will answer to your comments, your questions. Whatever question you have, you can just drop them in the comment section and I'll do well to answer them. Hit on notification bell to be notified whenever I post a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.